Hey everybody, Gage here from Sharp. Excited to have you with me today to talk about Moritaka Hamono. Moritaka Hamono holds a very special place in my heart because their Santoku was the first ever hand-forged Japanese knife I ever purchased about 10 years ago. It's what led me to fall in love with Japanese knives as a whole, and I would highly recommend their knives for anyone just getting into Japanese knives who wants a truly authentic Japanese knife experience. Moritaka Hamono has a long and storied history. Their company was started in 1293, and the swordsmiths at Moritaka Hamono during this time forged katana and swords, of course, for Buddhist priests at Mount Hamo in Daisafu, Fukuoka. After the foundation of the company in 1293, the bladesmiths at Moritaka Hamono continued this tradition of making katana and swords for Buddhist priests for the next 13 generations. In 1632, the family followed the feudal ruler of the Higo region to the Yatsushiro city region in Kumamoto. Here they continued for the next 13 generations making sword and katana for both the Buddhist armies, the daimyo's armies, and the daimyo himself. Katana forged by Moritaka Hamono are unique because they were used by Buddhist priests to attain Buddhahood.
I always thought Buddhists were peaceful people.
No. Up until 5 generations ago, they continued making katana and swords, at which time the head blacksmith at Moritaka Hamono decided to apply their forging techniques to kitchen knives. Since then, Moritaka Hamono has been committed to producing the highest quality kitchen knives and other edged gardening tools for both agricultural and forestry use. So now in their 27th generation of edged tool production, Moritaka Hamono remains a family business and is run by a husband and wife team. The wife, named Akiko-san, is a lovely lady, and I had the pleasure of meeting her a couple years ago when I visited their shop in Fukuoka. Her family is involved in real estate and often dealt with foreign investors who preferred speaking English, and Akiko-san learned to speak English because of this reason. About 10 years ago, Moritaka Hamono decided to expand into the global market, and this is largely attributed to Akiko-san's ability to speak English. Okay, so all of that to say, Moritaka Hamono has a really cool history, really interesting story, and it certainly shows their experience in the wares that they produce. These knives might not be for everyone. They are certainly a little bit more rustic than some of the other knives that we have here at the shop. They also feature an iron cladding, which means they are quite susceptible to rust and discoloration and can be some of the more difficult knives to maintain that we carry here at our shop. That iron cladding though does make the bevels on these knives very easy to polish, and the knives in general are quite easy to sharpen in our experience. Being made from Aogami No. 2 or blue paper No. 2 carbon steel, we also find that the steel is a little bit tougher, and we don't find these to be the most susceptible to chipping, though you do still want to exercise caution when using these knives, making sure not to twist or pry or torque the knives when cutting with them. We would argue that these knives are great bang for your buck. Again, the fit and finish is solid but not perfect. The spines remain a little bit square, and the choil is a little bit square as well. So if you're looking for something with really nicely rounded and sanded choils and spines, I would look elsewhere. But again, being ironclad, if you're looking for a little bit of a project knife, one that you don't mind sanding the spine down on yourself, these would be a fantastic option, very easily accomplished on this knife. The kurouchi finish, or bladesmith's finish, refers to the black stain that you see on the knife here. We don't find that Moritaka Hamono's kurouchi finish is the most resilient, so you will find that these knives certainly change over time, and the kurouchi finish on my Moritaka Hamono knives has worn away, almost to the point where it is non-existent anymore. This isn't something that bothers me a tremendous amount because I find that the knife kind of tells a story a little bit. Might seem a little bit sappy to some of you out there, but I really love looking at my Moritaka knives because it reminds me of times that I've had in the kitchen, whether they be good times or bad times.
Where's the lamb sauce? Where's the lamb sauce?
Quite unique to Moritaka Hamono's production is that the tangs on their knives is made from stainless steel. This means that the portion of the blade that inserts into the handle will never rust or oxidize, meaning that the handle should never come off. The handles themselves are made from walnut, and they are octagonal in shape. They have a great feel in the hand and are suitable for both right and left-handed users. One of the things that drew me personally to the Moritaka Hamono knives is that they have a really flat profile. I prefer to use a more push and pull or up and down chopping motion when I'm cutting, and Moritaka Hamono's really flat profile really lends itself well to this style of cutting. The lineup that we carry from Moritaka Hamono is quite expansive. We have a lot of shapes available in this lineup that aren't available in any other lineups, including a monstrous Chinese style cleaver. In addition, a kawamuki, which is a little chopping knife, great for ginger and garlic, and a 210mm tsujihiki, which you won't find in many other lineups as well. Knives made by Moritaka Hamono are balanced quite far forward in the blade. So again, if you like to use that push and pull or up and down chopping motion, I find that having the weight further forward in the blade really helps with this style of cutting. They have a great feel in the hand, and even though the spine and the choil aren't rounded off quite as nicely as some other knives that you might find, I find that they still feel great in the hand, and it's not something that I really think about much when I'm using a knife made by Moritaka Hamono. So to conclude, Moritaka Hamono knives are a great sort of project knife if you don't like the way some of the sanding is done on them. Maybe you don't particularly like the way the bevels are done on them as well. In any case, they're very easy to work on, very easy to grind down, and therefore can be a lot of fun to kind of customize to your own specifications. Their long and storied history means that they take a lot of pride and passion in what they do, and they are great bang for your buck knives, really high performance knives for some of the more affordable prices that we have here in the shop. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there's anything that we didn't touch on in regards to these knives, make sure to leave a comment down below. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more knife related content. And until the next video, stay sharp.